Kirby's Dreamland. Kirby to the rescue! Dreamland is in peril. An evil king has stolen the magic twinkle stars. If they're not recovered, the people of Dreamland could starve. Meet Kirby, a roly-poly little hero, as he runs, jumps, floats, and swims in search of the treasured twinkle stars. He'll puff his way through castles, caves, dungeons, and forests. In his path are many wicked and greedy enemies, but Kirby has a special way to defeat them. It's non-stop action all the way to the top of Mount DDD. Kirby to the rescue! On a tiny star somewhere far, far away from Earth, there is a very special place known as Dreamland. The Dreamlanders are very happy people who use their magical, sparkling stars to play and work among the heavens. That is until one night, when the gluttonous King Dedede and his rotten band of thieves swooped down from the neighboring Mount Dedede for a midnight snack in Dreamland. Not only did they steal all their food, but they stole the Dreamlanders' treasured sparkling stars as well. Because the Dreamlanders didn't have the sparkling stars to gather food anymore, they began to get very hungry. Suddenly, a spry little boy named Kirby happened along and said, "Don't worry, I'll get your food and your sparkling stars back." With these words, Kirby set off on his quest towards the dreaded Mount DDD. We wish him luck. Hey everybody, and welcome to the first bit of all the Kirby. So if you haven't watched the intro bit that I did as like the little episode 0 type deal, I'd recommend watching that to get the gist of what's going on here. But yeah, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It is a project where I'm going to be doing casual, kind of retrospective-esque Let's Plays of all the Kirby games. So obviously, what better way to start than with the old Game Boy title, Kirby's Dreamland. So yeah, I suppose let's just hit that button and get started. So this game is extremely short. It's 5 levels, and it's very simplistic. After all, we don't even have like a lot of moves that Kirby would eventually have. We don't got slides, we don't got dashes. Instead, we got jump, inhale, spit, swallow. We don't have copy abilities. We can fly. It's gonna take me a moment to get used to this because I am playing this on a Dream Collection, so I'm having to get used to playing these games with a Wii Remote again. So basic items, we got, of course, energy drinks, which restore 2 of our 6 units of health, and we've got the Maxim tomatoes, which are going to restore a full health, which, you know, typical Kirby fare. So, take the Warp Star, and now we got Poppy Bros Sr., our first little mid-boss here. Simple, just take his bombs, spit them back. Sometimes he'll jump forward in a bid to attack you, and I get hit by that. Bam. Yeah, we don't even get a chance to suck him up like you would in a later game to get the mini-boss's copy ability. Another thing is, I don't know. I know there is the ROM hack that adds colors to this game. Like, I do know that is a thing that exists, but I don't know. I feel like given that Kirby is, you know, white on the box art, and the fact that, I don't know, it just feels more authentic this way, I guess. So anyway, we're just gonna platform on up. So yeah. I haven't actually played this one a bunch. I think I've played it like played through it like once or twice, maybe, like, total. So I am not nearly as familiar with this game, so I'm going to inevitably make numerous errors throughout. But we have one Maxim tomato right here, so get all our health back. Yeah, I'm much more familiar with the kind of abridged rendition of this as Spring Breeze and Superstar. So there's going to be numerous errors, numerous little goofs. But yeah, it's all very simple.
But now, it's time to fight our boss. And honestly, the Dreamland boss theme is incredibly underrated in my opinion. You don't... I think they only have... Is Blowout Blast the only time there's been an official remix? I might actually have to look that up. Yeah, all bosses have... All, like, regular bosses will have around the same amount of health as Kirby. So we gotta just spit his apples back at him as they fall. And there we go. And there's the first Kirby dance of many. So now we have a stage that doesn't actually appear when this comes back in Superstar, which I'm going to be talking about Superstar a lot. Hopefully, I'm going to try to avoid talking about a lot now, because we're going to be talking about Superstar later when we, play Superstar. But, yeah, this is a stage that doesn't appear. Also, we got an item. We got the kind of OG version of Mike Kirby, of all things. But it's just kind of a one-time use item you can grab. We also got a bomb that we can spit, and yeah, there's just a lot of interesting, like, one-off, like, items and power-ups that appear only in this game. It's kind of interesting to... Okay, and then we got those guys. So I am not at all familiar with the stage as I would be something... Because, yeah, the other stage layouts, they're very iconic stage layouts, and also, Kirby doesn't have Kirby also doesn't have his, like, water gun attack. So, water is very interesting in this. But here we have an item that is sort of a staple. We got invincibility candy. So yeah, the invincibility candy, I've always liked the idea because Kirby's a very, like, childlike in terms of his character, very cute and all, like, hoyo and hi, all that stuff. And, so I find it cute that his invincibility item is candy because, like a kid on Sugar Rush and stuff. So here we've got a mini-boss against Lololo, and we'll get into more of this later, but this is actually a character from an earlier HAL Laboratory game for the NES. It was a series of little, like, puzzle games called The Adventures of Lolo. No idea why they went from Lolo to Lololo for this game. Apparently when you add an extra syllable to your name, you also become evil. So, take notes for that for later, I guess. Let's go in the store. Ooh, okay, we got an item that a lot of people will actually be familiar with, this way only really appearing in this game. We got Super Spicy Curry. This is an item that's probably more famous for its incarnate, again, like a lot of things in video gaming in general. A lot more people are more familiar with it from Smash, but for a certain duration of time, we got fireballs. So the fact they're not being copy abilities, there's a lot of, because that's obviously very similar to something like what fire would be with the fire breath attack, and we've obviously got the microphone power up. The bomb works a lot differently than Bomb Kirby does in later games, so that's not really analogous. But yeah, like, I just think it's kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know. So here we go, full boss fight. We just fought Lolo before, but now we're fighting Lolo. Okay, I'm getting my Lolos and Laws and all that confused. Did I say 2 or do I say 2 or 3? And oh my god, I'm getting myself doing a great job at getting myself trapped without. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stand in place, go up, sneak back down, because you don't swallow if you go through the if you just, like, duck down through the semi-solid platform, which is nice. I'm glad that they thought of that. You can also kind of steal the blocks from behind as they pass by, and alright, that's Lolo taken care of, and now Lala. Lala was also in The Adventures of Lolo. She was a playable character in a few of the games, but most of the time she was your typical, damsel in distress type situation, and there we go. Stage 2 of 5 down. So I suppose the general plot, since, it's not really explained in game as it is with a lot of these retro, old, kind of very simplistic games. So King Dedede, you've got the evil King Dedede stealing all of the food from the citizens of Dreamland, and so Kirby takes it upon himself to go get it back. It's one of those very simple, like, old video game plots that's just kind of meant to basically be a scenario. We also got Waddle Doo here, so, but no beam ability, obviously. That's not till the next game. So yeah. A lot of iconic enemies. We got Squishy, we got Waddle, we got Blipper, we got Waddle Dee, Waddle Doo, and we got another Rhino Burt, Shotzo. We can probably take care of those, because, you know, those guys explode when they drop off the tree, and they drop off the tree when you're under them. Yeah, Float Islands, everyone talks about how Green Greens gets remixed a lot, which it does, but Float Island's also another thing that gets remixed a lot later on in the series. Which is, I think I saw, like, there's like I think it's in Robobot. There's like four different variations of Float Island in that single game alone. But we got a little secret door behind these blocks, where if we go ahead and do a little bit of swimming, we can find an extra life. And gotta love the very simple 1-up design, where it literally is just the word 1-up written out right there. I don't know. I just find that personally very amusing for some reason. There's Gordos. I think in this game, actually, Gordos do a lot of damage. I want to say like 2 or 3 health alone. And like they're the only enemy that does more than 1 damage upon hit, so just be careful. That's really the gist of it. Be careful around the spiky metal balls of death. I should probably also be a bit more careful with how I phrase things, because, but you know what? We don't need to worry about it. So we get a free spicy curry as we go on this little boat segment. We got a little door here that leads to an optional room, which gives us an energy drink and a 1-up. Again, this game is very short. The lives you start with are probably good enough to beat the game, at least on the regular mode, because we'll be getting into that later. Because yes, there is like bonus content in this game, because yeah, I don't know. But anyway, we fly into a whale, and the whale just spits us out into the clouds, as whales do. So yeah, we've gone from islands to clouds, and here's another, probably the last of the major power-ups in this game, the Mint Leaf. So this will cause basically Kirby to have infinite like puffs, and also we got the boss Kabula. So simple, pretty. It's kind of the origin of the shoot 'em up boss that would be like shmup boss that would become like very popular in later Kirby games. But yeah, he's got a lot more health due to the fact that it's just a different style of boss, but still very much doable. So yeah, the Mint Leaf in that section will last until you beat the boss. Normally it's a limited time power-up when it appears in a stage normally. Similar to the Super Spicy Curry, but either way, Float Islands is done. So, off to Bubbly Clouds. And yeah, there's just a bunch of Kirbys just spill out. Ooh, that's now there's like, I don't know, some of the enemy, some of these, like, again, it's like when you, another thing about these early video games that always fascinates me is like a lot of these like enemy designs that like appear and kind of just like appear in this game and like nothing else in the series. Oh, and then we got Scarfies. You inhale, they explode upon defeat, so don't get caught in the blast, and if you try and inhale them, they turn into demon monsters and chase after you. And eventually they just kind of detonate on their own, so... We got a Parasol Waddle Dee there, Parasol Waddle Doo, and Parasol... And a Parasol Shotzo. I'm glad, at least, you know, DDD's kind of very kind to his minions. He even gives the cannons umbrellas to protect them from the rain. Sir Kibble makes an appearance. This is very quickly turned into, how many Kirby enemies can Blue name? Just kinda... More like very obscure enemy designs, like... I don't actually know the names of a lot of these more obscure Dreamland exclusive enemy designs off the top of my head, so I'll probably just, you know, flash them on screen as they, maybe right now, maybe as they come up. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. It's all about the experience of just living life, you know, living life. Okay, I believe there's, so yeah, there's the reason there's like a, yeah, this section is kind of here. So it's kind of like a big cloud maze. There's also a secret door there that leads to a little extra mint leaf section. I think this is, I mentioned that it's when it appears in levels normal. I think this might be, is this the only time that the mint leaf appears in a level normally? It might be. Yeah, we get a 1-up and a Maxim tomato out of that. And now we get to fight the most famous Kirby boss, Kracko Jr. And I'm clearly just not having this right now, so it's gonna throw out explosives and waddle-doos as giant floating eyes are prone to do. I'm gonna die to Kracko Jr. That's... Okay, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I almost died to Kracko Jr., but it's fine. So it's up in even further into the sky, and now we are in... Oh! Just as I say, is this the only time the mint leaf appears in the game? The game gives me another mint leaf. Yeah, we can just kind of comb through this wall, giant wall of blocks. Get healing, get a couple healing items. And yeah, now we are all topped up, and we can pretend that I didn't almost die to Kracko Jr. So yeah, the best way I've found to deal with Scarfies is, puffing, because that is indeed an attack. And it's a very effective attack. So this room is very interesting, but not so much on the normal difficulty, which again, we will get to that. So just give it time. So we got a little vertical section here. And this began a very famous Kirby secret, and that's when you see the little crescent moon in the background. It's a secret door. So we fall down through the clouds. We can grab down through the stars and the clouds. We can grab. There's a couple Maxim tomatoes and 1-up. I don't know why there's so many Maxim tomatoes, but I guess if you miss them, you get 3 chances at it. And we get a couple 1-ups, and now it is time to fight the big boy Kracko. Honestly, again, this is another one of those bosses that's become like super iconic. So you can probably guess his attack pattern for the most part. He's got beams. He can summon minions, which you're going to be using. You can swoop. You're going to do a swoop or summon a dude. Summon a dude. Oh, okay. Okay, lots of beams, lots of sprites filling the RAM of the emulated Game Boy on my Nintendo Wii. And there's me doing better at full-size Kracko than Kracko Jr., which, you know what, again, we don't need to talk about it. Alright, and now we're already to the final stage, and I forgot to, like, less than 20 minutes in, and we're already at the end of the game. So, yeah, again, very short game. Who knows, maybe I'll be able to do this, and yeah, we're gonna do this entire thing tonight, because I'm recording this at, like, 11. It's 11 p.m. when I'm recording this, and I probably should go to bed because I do need to get up tomorrow. But you know what? It's fine. So before we go off to fight the king himself, we've got short little like abridged versions of all the stages, and we're gonna be refighting the bosses. So we gotta take care of all of DDD's minions one last time before we gain the privilege of going after the king himself. So to get rid of that, I think that's an insta-kill Gordo, so to get rid of it, naturally you have to touch a copy of yourself, which causes it to explode. Naturally, as you do. So again, it's the same, it's what hit me? I would like to go back and get a recount on that. Are you gonna... Okay, you're just not gonna do your, like, puff attack that time around. Alright. So I guess next up would be cast the low revisit. So yeah, those mask dudes are very similar to Scarfies. I don't think they appear again in the series until, what, I want to say Star Allies, which, yeah, like, what, 25 years in between appearances? But yeah, we got our Kirby. Now it's off to fight Low and La once more. Hopefully do a bit better this time. Thankfully, we don't have to fight Kracko Jr. in all this, so I don't have to worry about that again. Okay, you know what? It's fine, because we can go down here. Alright, they're both... So if both of them are alive and they're at 2 health, then you know that both of them only have a single hit point left. And there we go. No hit on that boss, so we're fine. So next up, we're going to head over to the Float Islands revisit for Kabula. Yeah, so we need to jump down to the little cave section here. Alright, very carefully float our way through the spikes. Go over the Gordo. And now we get to back up into the clouds, where as you can probably guess, we're gonna have a mid-leaf and we're gonna be fighting the airship dude once more. So, oh, okay, you got me with the charge, but it's fine. And there we go. All that's left is heading off to Bubbly Clouds one last time. This time, we're heading down instead of up, so... okay, I'm definitely probably... Yeah, okay, I don't envision myself... Thankfully, you do get very frequent checkpoints during this section. I think the farthest we'll have to go back is just redoing this Bubbly Clouds segment. And that's what a death looks like in this game. Yeah, we just go back to the hub room with all the rooms we've already cleared, all taken care of. Okay, so if you go like right next to the pillar in the center, it looks like it's just completely safe drop. So that's good to know, I suppose. Alright, Kracko. You think you're good enough to get me? I've learned. I have learned. Okay, please give me ammo to hurt you with. Oh my god. If he doesn't, okay, if I was about to say if he did another swoop instead of summoning that Waddle Doo, I was gonna like, I don't know, cry maybe. Look at this smooth ass dodging. Boom. Alright. And now, all that's left is to fight the king. And DDD has, I believe, that's 10 health? So he's got pretty much everything you'd expect. They're actually pretty much, it's like DDD's move set is pretty solidified starting in this game. He's got his hammer, he's got his jumps, he's got his inhale. It's pretty much, you know, it's what kind of, you know, started the very typical DDD fight. But yeah, you can only really get stars out of his, I believe it's jump and hammer attacks are the things that give you star bullets to attack him with. So you just need to, you kind of need to lure him out for sometimes on the hammer, because he won't really, like, you know, swing until he's like you're right in front of him. So you do need to kind of bait that out occasionally. Okay, that's gonna, if he charges forward without like without the hammer in hand, then he's probably doing his inhale. The inhale has a lot less impact in this game when you hit the wall. because, you know, is a very simple little black and white Game Boy game. 4 colors. Okay, it's not looking good, Chief. It ain't looking so good, Chief. Alright. It's you or me, King DDD, and it's gonna be me. And there we go. King DDD gets sent flying. And with all 5 stars in hand, Kirby gains the power to turn into a... As the castle shakes, we get turned into a giant blimp, and we carry the drop, just kind of rain all the food back down on the citizens of Dreamland, returning peace to the world. And here's the credits. So yeah, we beat that in less than half an hour, so that's Kirby's Dreamland for ya. Yeah, this was during the era of games where you had a lot of people going under pseudonyms. I think I'm still not entirely 100% sure if this is like true or just some kind of urban legend, or it's like half true in some cases and not in others, but it's the whole thing's special thanks Bubby. Special thanks Cypher. Apparently Cypher from Pokemon Coliseum and XD worked on this game. Interesting. Anyway, but yeah, pseudonyms to avoid, and so many players. That's me. That's me. Kirby's Dreamland, presented by HAL Laboratory Inc. and Nintendo. So yeah, tangent. Right, pseudonyms to avoid other companies stealing programmers and developers and whatnot. But yeah, and now we drop back down, and the citizens of Dreamland are celebrating Kirby, and bye-bye. Again, this credits theme is just, I don't know, this credits theme just makes me smile. And with that, good job. Press up A and select on the title screen to start a new adventure. Good luck. And we get the shocked DDD face, which is genuinely one of my favorite DDD sprites. He's a little upset about being beaten. And runs off. So yeah, next time on all the Kirbys, because this is where I'm ending this off. So Dreamland's going to be 2 parts. We're going to do this part, and then the next part, we're going to be playing the extra game. So, yeah, see you all then.